So you've done it. You've poured your heart and soul into your big idea, perfecting every little detail of your product. But now comes the question that keeps pretty much every entrepreneur up at night.
Right? How in the world do you find them? And, more importantly, how do you get them to not just notice you, but to actually pull out their wallet and buy from you? It can honestly feel like you're just shouting into a void. But what if you had a map? A proven, step-by-step roadmap to guide someone from being a complete stranger to becoming your biggest fan. Well, guess what? That map actually exists.
All right, let's get into it. Here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll lay out exactly what this map is. Then, we'll walk through the 3 key stages: getting noticed, which is awareness, building a relationship or interest, and finally, closing the deal, which is action. To wrap it all up, we'll look at an amazing case study that shows just how powerful this whole thing can be in the real world. So, what is this incredible map I keep talking about? Well, in the marketing world, we call it a funnel. It's a system that's specifically designed to guide your potential customers on a very intentional journey with you. I want you to picture a literal funnel, like the one in your kitchen. At the very top, you've got this wide opening where tons of people can come in. But as they move down, the funnel naturally gets narrower. It filters people through a process until, at the very bottom, you're left with the ones who are truly committed customers. It's a structured way to build a real relationship. And that journey really has 3 main stops. First, people have to become aware that you even exist. That's step 1. Then, you've got to build their interest and earn their trust. And finally, you guide them to take action. So let's break down each one of these steps.
Okay, everything, and I mean everything, starts right here. This is what we call the top of the funnel. This is where a potential customer finds out about you for the very first time. They might not even realize they need your specific product yet, but they definitely know they have a problem.
Now, the goal here is not to make a sale. Not yet. It's way simpler than that. You're just raising your hand in a crowded room and saying, "Hey, over here, are you struggling with this particular problem? Because I've got a solution." You're just planting your flag and making your presence known.
So how do you actually do that? You create content that's genuinely helpful. Things like blog posts that answer their burning questions, or videos that solve one tiny piece of their problem. This is all about giving value first to grab their attention. It taps into a really powerful human instinct, reciprocity. When you give someone something valuable for free, they just naturally feel a little pull to learn more about you.
Okay, so you've got their attention, they know you exist, awesome. What's next? Well, you can't just jump in and ask them to buy something. That's kind of like asking someone to marry you on the first date. It just doesn't work. Now we move into the middle of the funnel, where the whole game is about building a relationship.
This stage is 100% about trust. Your potential customer is sizing you up. They're asking themselves, is this person for real? Are they actually an expert? Can I trust them with my money? Is this solution even right for me? Your job is to answer every single one of those questions with a confident yes.
You build that trust by going a little deeper with them. You could offer a really insightful e-newsletter, maybe host a free webinar that teaches them something amazing, or give them a demo of your product. Each of these tools is designed to do one thing: show off your expertise and prove that you're the real deal. You're showing them you can actually deliver on your promises.
All right, let's head down to the bottom of the funnel. By now, you've made them aware of you, you've built their interest, you've earned their trust, they see you as a credible source. This is the moment. This is when you finally make your offer.
See, all that hard work you put into the first 2 stages has earned you the right to ask for the sale. The goal here is super clear. Turn that trust you built into a transaction by giving them a clear, compelling reason to buy from you right now. This is where you can create a little bit of urgency and make the decision a no-brainer for them. A special discount, a limited time bonus, or just a direct, confident sales pitch can be that final nudge someone needs to go from interested to customer. Now, this all sounds pretty good in theory, right? But does this funnel stuff actually work? Oh yeah. Let's look at a case study of a company called ClickFunnels that used this exact model to build a $100 million empire, pretty much from scratch.
Their entire strategy was built on this one simple but incredibly powerful idea. Instead of going for a huge, scary commitment right away, they focused on getting just a small, low-risk commitment, a tiny little yes that would open the door for a much bigger conversation down the road.
And this was absolutely genius. The founder, Russell Brunson, he wrote this book packed with industry secrets, but instead of selling it for, say, $20, he gave it away for free. The only thing you had to do was cover the shipping. That tiny transaction
instantly turned a complete stranger into a customer and pulled them right into the top of his funnel.
And here is where the magic really happened. Once someone had already said yes to the book, they were way more likely to say yes again. It's just human nature. So they were immediately offered more advanced training programs and, you guessed it, the company's main product, its high-ticket software subscription. That is a perfect funnel in action.
And the result of all this? Over $100 million in revenue. This was not a fluke. It wasn't luck. It was the direct result of a perfectly built marketing funnel that systematically turned cold traffic, people who'd never even heard of them, into high-paying customers, all by starting with just a free book.
So what's the big takeaway for you here? This model isn't just for some software giant. It is a roadmap that any entrepreneur can use, starting today. So, you have to ask yourself, what is your business's free book? What is that low-risk, high-value offer you can make to bring people into your world, start building trust, and get them on that journey to becoming a lifelong loyal customer? Because that, right there, is the real power of the funnel.